Hi, everybody, and welcome to Extraordinary on Purpose. Extraordinary means you live an extraordinary life, a life that is set apart, a life that is different, despite what you went through, or despite what you're going through, despite the pain, maybe abuse, or hardships. You choose to live a life that is extraordinary, and then your light is a light in service to other people. So today I have with me Eduardo Reyes.
How's it going, guys?
He is an author. I was gonna say a speaker. Well, yeah, you're a speaker.
I'm trying. Yeah.
He is an actor and model, and he also is aspiring a motivational speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a blog, or do you have a Facebook?
Yeah, I pretty
channel?
much post on Facebook.
Yeah, he's really inspirational. So I got to know Eduardo about a year ago, and I was inspired by the post that he did on his Facebook. So I invited him to speak at one of our youth motivational events. And back then, Eduardo, you were at the stage of your life where you were about to go back to LA to pursue your acting modeling career in a new way. You want to share with us just a little bit where you were before that event and what happened after?
So let me just say that was the first time I ever spoke in public, and I think that it was definitely an experience because I didn't know what I was going into. I don't like to speak in front of people. I've never liked it, but that whole experience just pretty much changed my life, and it made me realize how much I want to do it. So I think I had fun. So if we trace back to it, some of the things that I said was that it was at the point where I was going back to LA. I went to LA in 2013 to 14 for acting. And the first time that I went there, I didn't have a lot of expectations because I was still new to the business. I had been doing it here in Oregon for about a year prior to that. So I went out there. I went to school for acting, and it was a fun experience. But I ended up coming back a year later because I couldn't afford it anymore. So I came back for 3 years, and I really prepared for that. And then at the speech, I talked about how I was more prepared going into it, and it was like a couple months I was already planning to go again. So I did go, and it was a better experience than the first time because I knew the business a lot more. I knew what I was going into. But I actually am back. I just came back about 4 days ago, and I failed once again. Fail is like an easy way to put it, but I think I learned so much from it. It wasn't working out for me, to be completely honest. I love being transparent in everything that I say because I feel like people will connect to you more when you are honest, more than when you seem to be perfect. So I went there. I wasn't booking a lot of stuff. Like the year before, in 2013, I went on like 250 auditions. I worked maybe 56 jobs. This time around, I was there for 9 months, and I went on 4 auditions, and I worked 2 jobs. So it just wasn't working out. So I decided to come here. I felt like something in my heart was telling me to come back, and I've always been good at following that. So I'm back. I don't know what I'm back for, but it feels good and it feels right. So I'm here.
So that's like a whole book in the making. There's so much to it for him to share. And if you guys follow him on Facebook or Instagram, you will see the process of his, pursuing his dreams. What I love about you is that the passion for acting and modeling, there's a heart behind it. There's not just want to be out there on a magazine or something. Mm-hmm. Why do you follow that dream of yours?
Well, in the beginning, I really followed it because I thought it was personal to me, and I really wanted it for selfish reasons. But as my career progressed, I felt like when I started posting on Facebook, I saw how people were getting affected by it. So I was like, maybe I wasn't put in this career for selfish reason. Maybe I was put in it so that I can bring more light to people, and so that I can tell people, because it's the hardest industry to get into. And if I'm doing it, if I'm trusting God to allow me to get in there, I want to tell people that look at what God is doing for me. He's putting me some kid from Mexico. I grew up in a town of 2,000 people. If he can give me that opportunity, imagine what he can give to other people.
Yeah, so it's basically to be an example. And also, you mentioned before that you want to be a light in that world where it desperately needs a light, people who do things differently, because your first experience was a few years ago But pretty devastating because of what you saw in that industry, how people deal with stuff, and you did not want to be that kind of person.
Yeah, I just saw a lot of people like sell themselves to get to places where they want to be. You're gonna get tempted down there and things like this, and I feel like I don't. I want to go the right way. I want to do it the right way because I preach so much about this stuff. And if I were to just take a shortcut, like what kind of example does that leave me being?
Yeah. So last year, you shared with me that last year you were at the show, and there were some people voted to be model of the year in Portland.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that experience and what happened this year.
So the award show is the Portland Fashion Style Awards. So I got to walk on the runway, and I didn't even know about these awards. I didn't know that there was such thing as a best male model in Portland. And after the ceremony, I stayed and they were talking about the nominees, and I was like, oh, maybe I got nominated, but I didn't know the process to it. So when they called the nominees, I wasn't one of them, and I was just like so intrigued by it. I was like, how did they get there? Like, what did they do? And I remember sitting in the very back of the room as I saw like the audience and the models receiving their awards, and I just leaned on the wall and I was like, you know what, God, like I want that to be me next year. So you fast forward a year later, and I actually got nominated and I actually won. So I'm 2018 Best Male Model, which is so crazy that I just like threw that out there and I got it.
So you did not stress about it, you did not worry about it, you just kind of let it go and you trust it, and then when the right moment came, can you share a little bit with some people who might be wanting to achieve something or get something done or to attempt something new that they have never done before? How would they proceed in this kind of situation?
I just think that you just have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that anything is possible and that if you really want it, you're gonna get it. As soon as I threw that out there, I didn't have to worry about how I was gonna do it or whether if it was gonna come to me. I just knew, like for some reason, I knew that I was gonna get it, so I just threw it out there and I said, I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get it. I didn't. And there are going to be times where you're going to doubt yourself, like you're going to get those little voices in your head that are going to tell you that you don't have what it takes, that you're not good enough, but you just have to learn how to shut those out. I just do my best to try to ignore those, and it's always like a matter of you just ignoring those things, because if you believe that you're going to do it, you're going to believe. As soon as you have a doubt in your mind, like it's not going to happen for you, so you have to learn how to get rid of that. You have to stop it right when it happens so that you don't go into that negativity like space. You just have to learn how to shut that out.
So do you think it's important to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve or what kind of end result you want to have?
Yeah, for sure. Because as soon as you blur your purpose, like if you have doubt, like that little even if it's like for a slight second, that's gonna throw you off and it's gonna question so many things. It's like a spiral. It's like a domino effect. As soon as one negative thing comes up, like you're gonna start thinking about all the negative stuff, and you have to avoid that. So as soon as something negative comes, just stop it. Yeah.
So how do you deal with disappointments in your life when something does not happen the way you want it to happen?
I always try to look for the positive in stuff, because there's always something positive that comes out of something negative. And I think it's important for all of us to remember that, not only in your dreams, but in life in general. Just try to see the positive in everything. Your life is going to be so much better, I promise. Yeah.
That's awesome. Like make a lemonade out of lemons, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So I see you as a young man who follows his dream. You're really passionate about becoming an actor and model, and you have some great things you want to achieve and do in the world. You just don't want to be this famous guy, but you want to actually do something with what you're gonna, have, and you're really passionate, and that's why you don't give up. I meet a lot of young people who have no passion in life, who have no dreams. Either they were not taught to have a dream, or they're just disappointed with the way things are in their life. Things don't happen. What would you like to tell young people who just kind of hate the jobs they work, go to college not knowing why? What would your suggestion be to those kind of young people?
Well, I first want to re-emphasize that we're all here for a reason. We all have a career path. We all have something that we're meant to do. Nobody was just put here for no reason, for you to work a 9 to 6 job every single day for the rest of your life. That's not why we're here. So I want to make that clear. And I just think that you really have to go out there and try new things. Find what is good for you. Because I felt like that. Like I was one of those people, like up until my senior year of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I remember my counselor calling me into the room and saying, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And she pretty much pressured me into finding what I wanted to do. Like at the time, I felt like she was peer pressuring me, and I felt like so much pressure, like she was pushing me against the wall. But I'm so thankful for that now, because it really helped me tap into what I wanted to do. So just go out there, try new things, try and see what you like, what you don't like. Because if you get stuck working in a place that you don't like, you're going to be miserable for the rest of the time. And we see this all the time. Like when you go to the grocery store and people there are so rude for no reason, it's because they don't want to be doing that. So just change it. Like I know it's so hard to do, it's so easy to say and it's so hard to do, but you just have to do it.
Yeah. So we want to encourage everyone here today, no matter where you are in life right now, no matter what happened, no matter what culture, religion you're from, no matter what difficulties you're facing today, we want to encourage you to not to give up, just to have a faith that everything will turn out. That remember that you are here for a reason, and you're here for a reason, not just to exist and to survive, but there's a certain purpose for your life, why you're here. And it is your job to find it out. Do not let the voice of other people choke it. There'll be some people who will come and say stuff to you, right? Or
I remember when I was 18, I went to Seattle to sign up with an agency, and they told me that I was never going to do runway, that I wasn't tall enough, that I wasn't this enough, and I could have gone and pretty much quit this business. I could have been like discouraged, felt this and that, but I was like, nope, I'm going to take what they told me, I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to make them eat their words. And that's exactly what I did when I won Best Male Model. And I shouted them out in the video because I feel like there's going to be so many people that are not going to believe in you, but you have to believe in yourself before anybody else does. If you don't believe in yourself, why should I or why should other people believe in you?
How do we believe in ourselves when there's no people around us who believe in us? How do you find that faith in yourself? You had some people who encouraged you and believed in you.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have people like by my side, and I still have some, and I feel like that number keeps growing. But I always had supportive parents, so I thought I think that was a big thing. But not a lot of people have that, and I think just turning to God and turning to Him and seeing what He has to say about you, that's going to be like your number one thing if you don't have anything else to fall back on. He's going to tell you what you're worth, and He's going to tell you why you're here, and He's going to give you the confidence that you really need to pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue.
And how does he tell you? He does not talk to you audibly. Most of the time, it's like, what do you feel? Some kind of feeling in your heart, like a desire, or
he's obviously like people mistake that all the time. They're like, how does God speak to you? No, God does not speak to you. God speaks to you through other people. Like if you're like, for example, sometimes I'll be going through things and I'll just have one of my friends like randomly send me a quote or like randomly send me something, or I'll see somebody or run into somebody that like tell me what I'm going through, and I feel like that's God telling you, that's God guiding you. So you really have to be on the lookout. You have to ask for things. Like if you're going through something, ask for guidance. Ask Him to guide you, and ask of Him, or ask for your eyes to be open so that you're able to see those things, because they're not going to be really clear. You have to really open your eyes and be like aware of it when it comes.
I mean, sometimes physical eyes, but also do you think like a spiritual feeling or? For
sure, I think your gut feeling should. Yeah. Your gut feeling is what guides you. I always feel like that's the Holy Spirit guiding you. So whatever your gut feeling tells you to do that. When I was in California, I was like, my gut feeling was telling me to come back, and in my head I was like, why would I come back? Like there's nothing in Oregon. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe I should surrender that. And you never know. Like I booked 2 of the movies that I've been in. I booked here in Oregon. So like there's so many opportunities here, So I like followed Him, and now we're here. Like I still don't know. It's not clear to me what's going to happen, but I'm here, and I believe that something's going to happen, and I trust that, and I'm just going to go with it.
So you just take like one step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time.
You don't see the whole picture. You know where you're going to be, the destination, but take one step at a time. And last words of encouragement to people out there about the dreams.
I said something in one of my other videos that kind of like surprised myself. I say some things come out of me sometimes that I'm just like, whoa, how did I think of that? But an important thing that I'm going to leave you with is to tell you that God has these binoculars that see so far past your life that we're unable to see. So you just have to trust Him, and you just have to go with your gut always, because that's Him leading you. And you just have to be patient and hope that things are going to be there. Or hope that things will work out for the best, because they always do.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Eduardo. And they can find you on Facebook, right?
Yeah, Facebook. So Eduardo Reyes, it's EDUARDO, and then my last name is REYES. Or you can find me on Instagram, Eduardo_1326.
Yeah, and Eduardo is really inspirational. He's really vulnerable in his videos, and that's what I appreciate, because we need more people who are real about what they're going through, because that's the only thing that we can relate to. Everybody needs encouragement these days. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and may you continue to live extraordinary lives on purpose.